Hey everyone, my name is Carlton Herbert, and this is the student introduction for ARC502. I want to start off by saying I spent about 3 years working for a structural and decorative steel fabrication shop as like a drafter and project manager. I really grew to love like the structure and the art that's found in using steel, whether that's for artistic or more structural project. So as far as my design process, I really like to incorporate steel kind of where it fits because of that like base knowledge in that area. And I'd say I learned the most from seeing examples of others' designs to discover like there's many different ways to solve a problem, and then applying those principles in my own projects. I think that good designs start by building off previous designs and then kind of updating or improving the components to create an even better design. And I am inspired by the beauty of nature. I live in Star Valley, Wyoming, so there's plenty of that around. And I really like projects that incorporate natural elements or features or the views you can get from the site. As far as my academic projects go, I have a bachelor's degree in manufacturing engineering. So my first experience in architectural design studios was really just through this 3-year Master's of Architecture program. I like to try and create buildings that are beautiful, functional, and efficient. Usually it's a balance of those three things. Sometimes they lean more towards one way or the other. And I think mainly that's due to time constraints, because I think with enough time and refinement, any project can become a really great one. The first couple of projects I worked on in the program were definitely more abstract and had very few constraints. So I decided to kind of experiment with various shapes and environments and tones and just kind of focus on what would be like the human experience in these places. And as they began to move towards more like realistic requirements, I just think more about programming and layout and some of the more basic structural requirements. But yeah, at the beginning there, it was really more kind of artistic and how it looked. And then, as you can see here, I had to try and learn, more about the programming, more about the layout, and then doing that through several mediums like physical models and things. And then kind of the beginnings of floor plans and sections. My most recent project here, this was from last semester, and it was probably my favorite so far. I really tried to incorporate natural elements and show the human experience of the building, several different shapes and heights, to try and keep things a little interesting. And then I learned a lot by studying the site context and trying to envision the specific people that'd be using the project and the building, and just looking at kind of the surrounding environment, and then moving towards concept development through things like hand sketches, physical models, and then more of the refinement in the 3D modeling, and floor plans and things like that. In the course, I want to continue to develop my design style and practice blending the realistic and the artistic choices of my design, and continue to further develop my skills in modeling and drawing and representation of the projects as well. So yeah, thanks for taking a look.